Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
And now, please welcome at this time your hosts, Grant, GSM Matthews, and RJ Marceau. You're listening to the next era of wrestling radio. This is WrestleRant Radio.
One week out from Christmas, and I still have yet to see Bad Santa. I will correct that. I will correct it. I will watch the movie soon, I promise, within the next 7 days. It's at the top of my list before I do anything else. Before I finish Christmas shopping, before I do anything else, wrap the gifts, I gotta watch Bad Santa, if only for Mr. Marceau. But you said don't watch the sequel, right? The sequel sucks?
Don't watch the sequel. Only watch the first one.
Okay, I saw that there was a sequel, and it's on Max, because we were discussing this last week as far as where to watch it. And I saw that it's on Max, so I'll probably watch it today, tomorrow, sometime this weekend, whatever. Not on Saturday, because guess where I'll be on Saturday? I'm going to Dynamite at the Hammerstein Ballroom to watch the family-friendly product that is Dynamite, baby. MJF came back last night, and what I thought was an amazing segment, by the way. Definitely go back and watch. You mentioned P. Diddy. You said you watched the doc. I'll have to go back and check that out. It's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check that out. But can't watch it on Saturday. I'll be watching Dynamite. I'll be at Dynamite in Grand Ole, New York City, your favorite city in the world. Always smells nice, pleasant people. If you make it there, you can make it anywhere. I'm looking forward to that. But what I was going to say was, I went on Max, and I saw Bad Santa was on there. They made a second one in 2016. Why the fuck did they wait 13 years to make a second one? It looks terrible.
It's awful.
I did have since we last spoke. I think someone mentioned this in the chat last week when we spoke. I did actually go back and watch Santa's Sleigh. It's a Christmas movie with Goldberg as Santa, and it is fucking atrocious. It is awful. It is just, I can't even, a lot of which isn't even, it's not a PG movie. I think it's a rated R movie. But it's like, there's so many like dick jokes and stuff like that. You would think it was written by Vince McMahon, that it's a WWE Studios film, but I would recommend it to anyone. It is absolute garbage, but it was fun garbage. So definitely put that on your watch list this holiday season. But I will watch Bad Santa first, though. It's on my list. I will watch it within the next week. But this is WrestleRant Radio for December 18th, 2025. Stone Cold Steve Austin's birthday. Happy birthday to the Rattlesnake. We are 1 week out from Christmas, like I mentioned. And also, more importantly, fuck the holiday. We're 1 week out from the polls closing in the 2025 Year in Review Awards for WWE AEW over at WrestleRant.com. Mr. Marceau, you saw his hands there. They were moving a little bit because they were busy stuffing the ballot. That's what he was doing before we went live here. So he's already voted. I have not voted because why would I? It's my poll. But go out of your way and vote if you haven't already. The link is at the top of the description box on this video. Also available on WrestleRant.com. Go stuff the box. Go stuff the ballots. We will review the results next week here on the show. And it will not be on Christmas itself. I know next Thursday's Christmas. We'll discuss when we'll go live and we'll talk about the results and whatnot. It will not be on the holiday itself, but we'll discuss it at some point next week, maybe on Friday or whatever. We'll figure it out. But until then, go vote. It would be much appreciated. I do want to mention this before we get to the chat and everything else talking. John Cena's retirement match here today. Why it was or was not the right call for John Cena to tap out in his retirement. We will talk about it. We may not have the viewpoint that other people do, but we'll discuss why we think that in a little bit. Along with another thing I want to discuss, as you can see in the headline for this video, we got a new member of the Vision, seemingly. He returned on Raw this week. A very excited Mr. Marceau probably jumped off his couch when this happened on Monday night. His name is Austin Theory. Also, we will have some thoughts on that. Bit of a debate, bit of a discussion. We talked about it before, but now that it's officially happened, I've got some thoughts, and so does that man right there, Mr. Marceau. New episodes of the show available every single Thursday on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com for the audio version of the podcast, video version right here on YouTube, YouTube.com/WrestleRant. Want to shout out the channel members real quick. Alexis, Miss Maud Matthews, Dillon, DiGiacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1 at Swerve1 on IG. Mr. Marceau himself at RJ_Marceau on X. John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland. Daniel Malcolm, find him on the Twitter machine at I'm Quarter on X. Richie Red Planet Wrestling on YouTube. Average Grunt at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. More information on that down below. If you are watching live, be sure to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff greatly appreciated. Drop a comment in the chat. We'll get to it right now. I saw a lot of comments there before we hit live, including some from Mr. Marceau. From Johnny, he said, for RJ, who is your UFC Fighter of the Year?
That's a great question. It probably would have been Merab if he didn't just lose. I'll still go. I'll still go with Merab. He didn't let just lose, but he also won 3. He had 3 title defenses throughout the year. I'll stick with Merab.
So it's not I had it written down here for UFC Fighter of the Year. Remember, guys, always pull out your notebooks. We got receipts. We're going to pull that out for the John Cena stuff in a moment. RJ has since gone out of his way to watch. I'm sorry that you wasted your time, by the way. Going out of your way to watch the John Cena interview with Chris Van Vliet. Nothing against CVV. Entirely on John Cena. He answered absolutely fucking nothing, but those quotes are in here as well. For UFC Fighter of the Year, I thought it was Shodur. No? Shodur?
He's a football player, dude.
Okay. Legitimately, I didn't do that on purpose. I thought he was a UFC fighter because I got some questions about that as well for you. We'll get back to that, but that was a rib. I knew that, actually. I'm kidding. Nathaniel, what's going on? He said he's excited for Halloween. Well, Halloween's not for another fucking 10 months, but I hope you're excited for Christmas before that. Nathaniel said, also, do you think we see Gunther face Otis next? I mean, why? I know they had an interaction on Raw this week. That would be fine, but they already did that on Raw earlier this year before the Jey Uso match, and it was fun, but they need to have Gunther immediately work with a top name. He just retired John Cena. You don't tap out Cena and then go into work with Akira Tozawa and Otis. Like, that's something I would joke about. I know it might keep him busy before the Rumble. I don't even think he's winning the Rumble. You got to have him work with a top name. I know the idea is, we might work with Brock at Mania. He very well might. But if that's not until April, he's got to work with someone else in the meantime. That's a bit higher up in the totem pole, in my opinion. Otherwise, his heat will go by the wayside, a lot like the New Days did when they betrayed Big E, and it was this amazing angle last year around this time, and it went absolutely fucking nowhere because they didn't really work with anyone, and they kind of just meandered for a number of months before they just amounted to nothing. Nathaniel said, I wonder when Becky Lynch returns. She's been out for a while. Hopefully soon. I saw she was boycotting Raw. That's what she's been up to, but I guess back on that, we've discussed this before. Does it feel like they're kind of moving at the snail's pace with the AJ Lee Becky stuff? I mean, yeah, I know you would agree, but like Mania feels like where they might do the match at this point. They got to do it before then.
God, you got to do it before Mania, dude. It's like, that's like 5 months away.
I don't agree with like doing these. I thought what they did at WrestlePalooza was great. Took some time off from it. Becky was still the IC champion, whatever. I thought what they did at Survivor Series with them was great. AJ taps her out. And we've discussed it before. When they interact again, I think Becky should beat AJ. Maybe not ultimately, but in their first match one-on-one. But neither of them have been on Raw since Survivor Series. Like, how do you follow up on these big moments? And I know they're doing that. I can guarantee you, without even being in the writer's room, I can guarantee you they're doing that because they want to stretch it out till Mania. Not everything has to culminate at Mania. Do something else at Mania instead. Or bring AJ back later than you did to have it culminate at WrestleMania. It just doesn't make sense.
No, I agree. They're dragging their feet on this.
Yeah, I enjoy the feud, but they're dragging their feet on it for sure. Fernando asked, we were talking about this before we went live. We were joking about it over text yesterday, too. What are your thoughts on the huge NXT title change botch with Blake Monroe? I talked about it all. No, actually, I didn't. I spoke on Tuesday, but Mr. Marceau, I'll throw it to you first. What were your thoughts on the Thea Hail, Blake Monroe botch on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching live, which I don't always watch NXT live, and I instantly was like, yeah, that was clearly botched. Yeah. I mean, watching it live and then watching it replaying it, she clearly she landed so hard, like her whole body landed right on top of her. I'm pretty sure she just lost, she got the wind knocked out of her. Also, she just kind of landed, her hands were in, so she was leaning, the way she pinned her, she didn't put her arm around her leg or anything. She just kind of laid on her. Yeah. And I think with that way and with the wind getting knocked out, she just couldn't kick out. Her arm kind of flailed up, but it wasn't enough for a kick out.
Yeah.
Not that the referee did anything wrong, but Can't like Ava just come out and be like, oh, she kicked out, or like,
Yeah.
oh, like Alexis kicked out. Like, they have to know the finish. The referee has to know the finish. So like clearly that wasn't it. So like, I mean, I know that they're taping NXT, I think the next couple of weeks. So I don't know how they're gonna figure that out, but Monroe shouldn't be losing to Thea Hail.
I think ultimately would have been fun. In their first match, I wouldn't have done it. I would not have done it on Tuesday. And I like Thea Hail. I think the fact she got a title win was cool. I like her. She's lost so many other title matches. She has to win eventually. We talk about the LA Knight effect, the Jey Uso thing. I like Thea. She doesn't have to be 30 to finally win a championship. I just don't think it should have happened on Tuesday. And what I don't really get, what we were talking about over text, it's inconsistent to me. Because we've heard for years they call it like a shoe. Clearly they do in certain occasions because they fucking did on Tuesday. But it wasn't that egregious, though, because she did get her shoulder up. You can make a case, oh, it was up. Like, fucking lie. Just say, oh, it was up or whatever. Would it look like shit? Yes. But would you rather, and I already know the answer, but I'll ask you anyway, would you rather have it look like shit or call it like a shoe and then fuck up your plans for a month and then have to scramble to, like, put the belt back on Blake? Which, by the way, if they do that, which I want the belt back on Blake unless she's main roster bound, if you put the belt right back on her, they already did that with JC Jane, where she lost and got it right back. Obafemi lost it, got it right back. You're running like the same angle over and over again, and this wasn't intentional. So I'd rather personally have it look like shit. Would you agree with that?
No, I agree. I mean, like I said, it was enough that you could have had someone come out there and been like, oh, she actually got her shoulder up.
Yeah. Or do the Ava thing, like you said. Or you have Thea win and give her that moment, but then I don't know if it's a TV time constraint thing. I'm sure they had a couple minutes left in the match, or at least a minute or two or whatever. They could have, if they could figure out the creative plans on the fly, which they did in the backstage segment later on, because they had to film something with Jordan Grace and Blake and whatever, then they could have done something in the moment where they just reversed the finish. I don't know. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not like it's Roman Reigns' 4-year title run coming to an end. It's really not that big of a deal. It was interesting. It got people talking probably more about that show than anything else that would have ended up happening. Although Leon Slater becoming the number 1 contender was awesome, and I was really happy for that. Leon Slater and Obafemi, woof, I'm not a smoker. I might have to pull out a cigar for that one. That's going to be crazy. Javon Evans, when he faces Oba again, we got to watch that together like we did in Lowell. I said, Vegas, pack your bags. I see the bags already packed in the background. But
and I got the notebook.
And the notebook. Got to bring the notebook at all times. But, yeah, no, the botch was what it was. And it's weird to me because they did this on the main roster a couple months ago. Do you remember that triple threat match they had on SmackDown? You know, with Tiffany,
it was
Jade.
Tiffany, Nia, and Jade, right?
Yeah. And they fucked up the finish for that because she didn't kick out. Nia didn't. I think it was the ref's fault. I don't know whose fault it was. Doesn't matter.
But in the end of the day, Tiffany was going to win anyway. So like, even if they put it there, Tiffany would have won it, which was the right outcome.
But it tells me though that the referee, whoever fucked up, I don't remember, but whoever fucked up there, they didn't go with that finish because it wasn't the planned finish. If that's not the planned finish, then don't do it. Especially with that one in that instance. They should have just gone with it because Tiffany was going to win anyway, like you said. Retaining that was the outcome. Thea winning was not the outcome. And again, I'm happy for her, but I almost feel like, and it's fine because I think they were maybe going to give it to her eventually anyway. But I don't know. It almost takes away from the moment because it's not really about her becoming champion. It's more about they fucked up, and now they probably have to take the title right off of her. And I don't know if they will. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But I don't know. Not that big of a deal, but I see that. Did you see that whole Fightful report about like, oh, they got to keep the talent now till the end of the taping, so can't have this happen anymore? Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have like talent that aren't that experienced. And Thea Hail's been there for a few years, so I'm kind of surprised this happened. I mean, she's not that green, and Mariah's been around for a while, so.
But like, I guess my thing is like watching that move. How do you do that move and make it look good and also not crush your opponent?
Yeah, no, I mean, she is smaller, so she's not like destroying her ribs or anything, but. Maybe
but I mean, it doesn't matter how big she is. If she's clearly over 100 pounds. If you're dropping 100 pounds, it's like you said, there's no way to like actually like make it look good without crushing her.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you only hit like a little bit of it, it's not going to look like if it doesn't connect. And when you do actually connect with it, you're kind of like fucking taking the breath out of her. I would love to know what happened. As far as, like you said, did they knock the wind out of her? Did Thea Hail knock the wind out of her? Was her shoulder caught? That's what it looked like to me. I don't think she forgot to kick out. I mean, come on. I think she actually, like, legit got knocked loopy. That's what my interpretation of it was. But maybe we'll never know. But it was an interesting moment. And it got us talking, as normally I wouldn't really have much to say about NXT aside from what happened last week with Ricky Saints, that fucking bastard, costing Javon Evans the championship. Fuck that guy. But anyway, give me Backshot Salamonster said, will you do a bold prediction for WWE AEW 2026? Yes, we will do that in the beginning of the year. We will save that for this show. We'll do it in a couple weeks. I love doing that because my predictions are always terrible.
Yeah.
And I hate doing them because I don't even know what really to say. I'm not good with that shit. I'll save that. We'll save that for another couple weeks from now. So keep an eye out for that. Fernando said, what grade do you give Dynamite from last night? I thought Dynamite was actually really good. I thought the MJF return was great. It was actually one of their better shows recently. That hot crowd in Manchester, which I really liked. Yeah, no, I enjoyed the show. I'd probably give it a B+, A-, whatever. Let's see. RJ, what are your thoughts on Mick Foley quitting WWE? Fernando asked. I already talked about this a few days ago, but your thoughts?
I mean, hey, good for him. If he wants to quit, WWE quits. I saw what you said. I kind of co-sign that. If Trump's so bad, then why was he sticking up for Vince all those years? That we all knew Vince was clearly not like shady past. Probably was doing stuff he probably shouldn't be. But everyone turned a blind eye then. Why is it any different now?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even like when he worked for him for 20 years. I won't shame anyone for working for WWE for as long as they have or whatever. It was just more so, especially when Foley made those comments. He made comments about Vince, like, not kind of defending him, being like, I accept him for the person that he is. People make mistakes. Like he fucking cut someone off in traffic. It's like, come on, man, it's Vince. You understand what Vince is guilty of? And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, who's a worse person, Vince or Trump? And that's just, that opens up a whole other can of worms. I'm just saying it is interesting. Good for Foley. I agree. I'm just saying it is interesting. Where was this energy when he signed that Legends contract in the first place, working when Vince McMahon was fucking there? He worked for him then. I mean, I don't know. And Vince isn't that much better of a person, but interesting. Good for him though. Also another question for you from Fernando. Did you agree? Oh, maybe we'll save this actually. Don't answer this. He was asking if you agree with the finish of Cena and Gunther.
Oh.
So we'll say that. We'll discuss that in a second. Abu Sika came, so he was here on Tuesday of the stream that we were doing, and he specifically saved this for today, for you.
Okay.
He said, Mr. Marceau, I come to you with my hat in hand, not selling my Shador stock by any means, but damn. I don't know the context there.
Yep, Shador, terrible last week. He looked awful.
What team does he play for? The Dolphins or something?
Browns.
The Browns.
Browns.
Okay. He's not selling his Shador stock, but he's coming close, I would have to imagine. Did I see the Doomsday League teaser yet? No, and I plan on not seeing it. Until it's officially released, I will not see it. I might go just see it in theaters when it comes out. League Spider-Man teaser. I haven't heard about that. I feel like some of these are fake, but whatever. Abu Sika asked, I need RJ's thoughts. And he said caps, in all caps, need. I need RJ's thoughts on the Diddy doc, LOL.
It was, I don't know if anyone's seen it. I don't want to put too many spoilers out there. But pretty much he's just a terrible person. Kind of like uses a lot of people to kind of get to where he is now. They show the video of him beating the shit out of Cassie in London at the hotel, and it is very uncomfortable. But basically did anything he could to get ahead. Kind of like was always in, I never knew this. I guess he was always kind of like in the spotlight, getting in trouble. Like he had a few arrest allegations like through the 90s and the 2000s. I never knew that. And he like always somehow like
interesting
skirted through like some, like he got like there was like a shooting allegation, and like another guy he was with kind of like took the fall for him. Basically like that. So like I said, like he just like either used money or other people to kind of like get ahead and not get in trouble. But yeah, just really not a good person.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that. That's funny that he had a lot of allegations and shit happening even as far back as the 90s.
Yeah.
Vince was probably aware of that. It's like, hey, come sing at WrestleMania 29. That's crazy. No, I'll have to check that out. You said it's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Interesting.
4 episodes.
Yeah. How long was he sentenced for? Was it only like 2 or 3
5
years?
years.
Oh, was it 5 years? Okay. Do you think he serves?
And he had like time served, which is crazy.
Yeah. Do you think he actually serves that 5 years though? I don't think
no
so.
Chance.
No chance.
He'll probably do like 2.5 years. He should do like 20. Like I said, the video of him just beating the shit out of Cassie alone is a 20-year sentence.
That's terrible. Yeah. That's awful. Yeah, Fernando, I agree. Rock the vote, WrestleRant community. Go get those votes in. Go stuff that ballot over WrestleRant.com. Abu Sika said 2 things. He said, 1, all I want for Christmas is a fresh fade. I agree. Got to get that fresh fade.
I do need a haircut. My hair is rough right now.
Hey, next week, new year, new fresh fade?
Maybe.
Maybe by next week when I speak to you, you'll have the fresh fade. But if we speak first time in the new year, you got a fresh fade, I'll know why. So I look forward to that. We anticipate the fresh fade and those comments pouring in when it happens. He also said, my gimmick of continuously asking if Shadura is a fighter is over. I legitimately always forget. I always think he's a fighter because it sounds like a fucking fighter. Some of the names that people throw in the chat asking your thoughts on, Shadura sounds like a fucking fighter's name. And I don't really hear his name brought up as far as like, I know a lot of football players, the Chiefs being number 1, of course, a lot of the players in that team, Chiefs Kingdom, they suck this season. They're fucking terrible.
You must be upset. Mahomes tore his ACL.
I am still not over that. I need to be consoled for Christmas. So, I'm not happy about that. No, but Shadura sounds like a fighter. Fernando, great question here. RJ, did you cry at the end of the first Home Alone when the old man was reunited with his granddaughter and son?
I easily had to.
It's an emotional moment.
It's an emotional moment. That stuff eats me up, so probably.
Great movie. So did you go back and watch in full Home Alone 2 yet since we last spoke, or not yet?
We've seen the first 2, and we watched the third one too.
What are your thoughts on Home Alone 3?
It's not. This might be a hot
garbage.
Take. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
But like the kid's not the same. The worst part is this one. There's 4 people that he messes up. I guess the story is a little bit better in the sense that like there's like an actual reason for them to break in. Like he's the only reason he's home is because he's sick from school and his mom had to go to work. The toy, there's like a chip that's like in a toy car they're trying to get. It's at his house.
Yep.
So like it does make sense, but like he also like bamboozles 4 grown-ass adults, which is just bananas to me.
Yeah, when I say it's garbage, it's just because it's not the first 2. And it's not like, oh, it's a good movie on its own. It's really not. Like, it's a direct-to-DVD, throw it on in the background type of movie. It's not like, oh, man, I can't wait to watch Home Alone 3 this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But you know what, though? That movie is the fucking Titanic compared to some of the other sequels that followed. Have you seen any of the other ones that came out after that?
The one that went like right to Disney Plus was straight buns.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I heard it was awful.
Oh, it was terrible. Buzz is like a fucking security guard in it. It's terrible.
Is it the same actor that played Buzz in the original?
Yep.
Wow, okay. Yeah, no, I remember when they came out that a few years ago. I heard it was terrible. I might have to add that to my list in the next week in addition to Bad Santa. Fernando said, refs need to do better, and I don't recall these botches happening before. We had a similar situation in AEW a few weeks ago. I don't remember what the situation in AEW is. Maybe it did happen. I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, this shit's happen. I mean, shit does happen, but, like, it's a different situation each time. I thought R-Truth won. Dave Meltzer actually responded to me. So Dave Meltzer said on Twitter, after this happened, he goes, yeah, this is, like, the first time I've ever remembered this happening in a title match, like, where a championship changes hands unplanned or whatever. And I responded, I said, and not like snarky, I was just curious. I go, well, and I don't follow him. It was just on my timeline. I just responded and saying, well, what about when R-Truth won the United States Championship in like, I think it was 2019. He beat Shinsuke in a random SmackDown. I remember that being talked about as a botch. And R-Truth even confirmed it was a botch. But Meltzer then responded. I know you didn't see it because he has you blocked. But, well, actually, you can't see people that blocked you now. But he responded and said, that was a botch, but R-Truth was supposed to win, but later on in the match. So, like, okay. So it was still the same title
when
change.
Phoenix beat Moxley on AEW?
Okay, yeah, maybe that's what Fernando was talking about.
That was more like he, like, dropped him on his head, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a few years ago. It wasn't a couple weeks ago. Maybe that's what he means. But, no, that was... Yeah, I mean, first time in WWE that I can remember it happening. But, yeah, no, that was definitely a fucking botch. Because they put the belt right back on Cassidy. Or
Moxley, like, a month,
yeah.
2 weeks later.
Not even, yeah, no. Yeah, that was definitely a botch. Thoughts on the botched North American title match? Yeah, we talked about it earlier. No L. Thank you for joining, though. I got my 3D IMAX tickets for Avatar Fire and Ash. Yeah, I'll probably not see it in IMAX, but I saw the first 2, so I'll probably see the third one. Give me something. I haven't seen Zootopia yet. Have you seen Zootopia yet or not yet? Probably see it over Christmas break. We'll see.
Not yet.
After Christmas or whatever. Where do you rank The Nightmare Before Christmas? Good question. I don't love that movie. I really don't care for it at all. It's fine. I just don't really like it. Do you have any nostalgia towards that movie?
Nah.
Interesting. I feel like we're in the minority. A lot of people like swear by that movie. But it's all right. No, I don't either. Obviously, said, and I agree. If Home Alone doesn't have Macaulay Culkin in it, you can keep it. No, I agree. 3 doesn't.
No, I agree. Like I said, 3 doesn't. It's not. I think I've gained a little bit more respect to it, but it's not like the first though.
Actually, you know what? That comment's not entirely true because I think doesn't he make an appearance in that aforementioned garbage movie?
One.
In the fourth one or that movie that you watched?
No, I think he's in the 4th one.
I don't think. Well, no, the character is, but not the actor.
I don't know. He's on the 3rd one then.
No, he's not. He's definitely not on the 3rd one. I'm saying in the movie that you watched in Disney Plus. I think he makes a cameo. I thought he did. If he did, then that comment is not true because if he's in it, it's not necessarily great. Yeah, no, I agree though. Noel said, let's be honest, Kevin's parents from Home Alone are horrible, and the dad is getting mad at the hotel bill. Like we talked about this last week. He said the dad getting mad at the hotel bill, but like, dude, you spent enough money to buy a plane ticket from Miami to New York. Calm down. I mean, the parents are terrible. They leave him in New York for like a week, and he's like, why did you spend $1,000 on my credit card? That shit never gets old because it makes absolutely zero sense. Fucking stupid. Home Alone movies after the second one are all trash. I agree, but the third one is the best of the bunch. Low bar, but it's the best of the bunch. And last question here, last comment. There's a second Nightmare Before Christmas movie coming out. Did not know that. Don't really know why. The movie came out 30 years ago. Do we really need a sequel? I'm sure it'll do well because that stuff typically does. RJ shaking his head no, and I completely agree. We do definitely not need a second one, in our opinion. But also in our opinion, I'm just going to come right out of the gate and say it. John Cena tapping out was the right decision. I said it. Feel free to click off. I'm sorry. Send the pitchforks my way. Get the fucking mob ready. But you can also send it to Mr. Marceau because guess what? He agrees. He agrees. We were also relishing in the tears of people that weren't like, oh man, I wish he lost. I wish he lost another way or I wish he won. People were fucking mad. People said it was awful. They ruined his retirement. They ruined the whole tour with that ending. And to all of that, I say hogwash. I say bah humbug. That is just absolute garbage. And I don't agree. And I think the finish was the right one. We talked about it last week here on the show. I get why people wanted Cena to win. Gunther beat Cena by tap out. Did not expect that to happen. I said to you last week, if Cena wins, I'm fine with that. It's a nice feel-good ending. Cool. But like you said over text, as you said last week here on the show, Mr. Marceau fulfilling the prophecy here. What would that accomplish? And not everything has to be about what it accomplishes. Like when Sting won, I was like, that's fucking awesome because also I don't really care about the Young Bucks at this point. So them beating Sting in his last match wouldn't have done anything for me. That didn't really accomplish anything, but it was a great moment. Gunther tapping out Cena puts him on another level. Not like Brock ending the streak level, but pretty fucking close to it, being the only person who can say, I tapped out John Cena as a headliner in the last 20 years. And he got amazing heat for it on Monday. I thought that segment was fantastic, and I honestly had no issue with it at all. Not the popular opinion, but that's how I feel about it. Mr. Marceau, what was your reaction in the moment to John Cena tapping out to Gunther? Was it the right or wrong call?
I thought it was the right decision. I didn't love the smiling leading into the tap out. I guess there's been like some Star Wars reference over my head. Didn't get it. My only other nitpick was like he got him to sleep and he got up. Then he got him to sleep and he got up. Got him to sleep and got up. Like that whole transition was like 5 minutes, way too long. Like I understand what they were trying to do, but I got to the point I'm like, he's just gonna win. Like maybe that was the whole point. Like get your hopes up that Cena was gonna finally become Super Cena and beat him, but he never did. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was the right decision. Gunther wins. People are like, oh my God, Cena needed a win. This was just a swerve for the sake of a swerve. I'm like, how is this? Like, there wasn't a swerve. Like, there was a good chance that Gunther could win. Okay, he tapped out Cena, which hasn't happened. But like, I just don't understand people being like, well, like he never gave up, and he like, why would he do this now? Like, he's the end of his career. That's why he would give up because he's retiring. He's leaving.
Yeah,
and like. I understand people in the building, which I understand, who went there strictly to see Cena the last match, were probably pissed because they spent fucking an arm and a leg, probably got a bank loan to go see Cena, and he lost, and he tapped out. People were pissed, which I understand, which I'm assuming the company would understand because obviously people came to see his last match. He lost. But, like, I saw too many, like, people being like, this just ruined the company. This is a mistake. They're never going to get over this. Like, I was over it a minute after the match was over. And guess what? I wasn't over it because I didn't care because I was glad that Cena tapped out. I'm glad Gunther won because it made him a bigger heel. We saw the segment on Raw. People were pissed. They showed videos of him leaving the arena on Saturday night. And people were booing him and all this other shit. Like, Cena winning would have been a nice moment. And I think I saw another quote. I think it was Gail Kim said, like, oh, it's too negative now. Like, they're just every ending's like they're just trying to swerve to get like some kind of reaction. Like, there's never a good like ending to like make it like like you said, like the fans going home happy. Like, everything has to be so negative and like.
I feel like we get that too much, honestly. Like the positive stuff, in my opinion.
I will say, I think I'm looking back at this year, going through most of the pay-per-views, a lot of them have ended with like a heel on top. So I kind of understand that, but like, it is what it is. I mean, Mania, we had a heel. We had Cena won, and that was terrible. Jey Uso won the Rumble, though, so like that was a positive, kind of. It was like a 50-50. Elimination Chamber, Cena turned heel, negative. Cena, whenever he was on those PLEs, he ended and he won, obviously. SummerSlam, Cody wins. WrestlePalooza. That's true.
Yeah.
WrestlePalooza, I don't even know how it finished.
Oh, Cody beat Drew. Feel good.
That
ending.
was it?
Yeah, that was
a good ending. Well, Survivor Series, the heels won, and then now here Gunther won. So I will say it has been a very heel-heavy year. Even Evolution, Naomi cashed in and won.
Yep.
So, I mean, it has been a heel-heavy year, but, like, I think people were just so mad that, like, it was a swerve. Like, it wasn't a swerve. There's no swerve there.
Yeah.
Like, he lost and tapped out. Thank God.
Yeah.
And then the people like, well, what are the Make-A-Wish kids going to do now? Or what are the kids with cancer going to do? They're just going to start dying now? I'm like, Cena gave up because it was his last match.
Yeah.
It was his decision, clearly. And two, like, it helps Gunther now. Like, now he is the top heel. Like, he is the top guy. And now he can add it to his resume. I know Cena didn't care about adding the IC title to his resume because he was retiring on Saturday. He said that in the interview with Chris Van Fleet.
He did.
But now Gunther can say he retired John Cena. He retired Goldberg. And then he can retire Brock Lesnar.
Whoa.
It's perfect booking, and I don't care that people are crying, and I loved it.
No, I agree with pretty much everything you said there. And I think, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I will go to bat. I will die on the hill of Cena smiling as he tapped out was the best decision ever. I wouldn't have done it that way. I was a little confused. Like, why? Like, he looks like he was passing gas when he went like that. That's what his face gave off when he went like this. I thought it was cool. I think I'm more so talking about people like, and again, I want to make this clear. Some people didn't have an issue with Cena losing. They had an issue with him tapping out and the way that he tapped out. Both things you addressed there, and I agree. But just as far as he tapped out, the smiling thing didn't bother me. I see why it bothered people. The way I interpreted it, you mentioned the Star Wars reference, A New Hope. That's how I saw it in the moment, and then Cena kind of later almost kind of confirmed it on Instagram, which is whatever. I looked at it as he's at peace with it. He's fucking old. He's almost 50. Gunther is in his prime. Professional wrestling prevailed over sports entertainment. That's the narrative they want to go with. And people would have complained if they ended the show saying, oh, sports entertainment is better than pro wrestling. The amount of people that would have complained about that also would have been unbearable too. I just feel like you wouldn't have made everyone happy, regardless of what they did here. And some people have said, well, it's not the fact that he tapped out. It's the fact that he smiled. We already mentioned that. I get that. But then a big thing I've heard from a lot of people, why didn't he just pass out? He should have just passed out. My thing with that is, and I said this last week to you, why would Gunther say in multiple promos, I'm going to make Cena tap out. I want to make him give up. And then he wins, but he doesn't make him give up because passing out is not giving up. It's not the same thing. So that way, Gunther's kind of a liar. I guess Cena's a liar because he actually gave up. But I said, he's old, like you said. He's old. He's being put out to pasture. He's like the fucking old yeller, like Ric Flair back in WrestleMania 24. That's how I saw it. I didn't have an issue with it. He knew it was his time to move along in the wrestling industry. I didn't really have an issue with that, just as far as how they did it. The pass out thing, we've seen it before, dude. They've done that before. He passed out to Rusev. Is Rusev this big star because of it? No, they immediately went back on it a month later, and Rusev lost to Cena and then lost him another 3 times on pay-per-view and television. Not that Cena can get this one back at any point, but I've seen Cena pass out before. I've seen big baby faces pass out. That has no effect to me. And I honestly disagree. I think if Gunther forced Cena to tap out, I don't think the boos would have been as loud. I don't think the boos would have been as loud for Gunther on Raw. The whole Triple H thing, I mean, I get why people would boo him, like you said, in the crowd. Do I think that'll continue? Maybe, because wrestling fans have a hard time getting over shit. But it is comical to me, like I tweeted. And it's not even just like, oh, the Vince McMahon was named in a sexual lawsuit shit, and then people cheered him that night. That was one crowd. But how many dumb booking decisions did Vince McMahon make over the course of 20 years? And then every time no chance hit, oh, got to bow. We love Vince. And you never booed him then for all that dumb shit that he was doing back then. Why are you going to boo Triple H? I'm not saying Triple H is completely absolved of all issues. He obviously has a lot of booking flaws right now that he has to address. I don't really think this is one of them. I think there's bigger fish to fry here than John Cena tapping out in his last match. He's fucking done. And the whole idea, well, why would he go against Why would he go against this mantra of never giving up? Where were you 9 months ago when he turned heel and gave up on the fans? And don't you have the quote of what he said in his promo? There's a very famous quote. I think you have it somewhere in your notes, don't you? As far as what he said. All right, Mr. Marceau's going to pull it up.
Yeah, when he turned heel, he said, I am breaking up with you.
He's breaking up with us. He broke up with us, and he said, I never needed your support. You guys booed me for all these years. Didn't really make sense, though, because we were all cheering him in January. But it's fine. We'll forget about that. We've already ranted enough about the heel turn. Cena even said he doesn't care about your opinions on it and where it was going to go with The Rock, just a heads up. That he also just said to Chris Van Vliet, a very prophetic answer when Chris asked where was it supposed to go with The Rock. Cena said, who cares? So just a heads up on that. He already gave up on us. Like, oh, rise above hate. He embraced the hate there for not a day, not a week, not a month, 5 months that man was a heel. He chalked it up to a fucking bad day. That's what he has said in promos and interviews. He had a bad day. Well, guess what? He had a bad day on Saturday when Gunther tapped his ass out. Sorry. I thought it was cool. And Gunther, I think, and I'm not even saying they're going to elevate him to new heights. We don't know. We have no idea where it's going to go. Like the theory thing, which we're going to talk about. We don't know where it's going to go. Too soon to say. I have faith that they're going to take care of Gunther because they've already done it up to this point. No issue with it. I thought it was cool. I was like, holy fuck, they actually did it. I can't believe they actually had Cena tap out. Guess what? It should have happened 10 years ago. He shouldn't have gone untapped for 20 years anyway. And when did all these Cena fans come out of the fucking woodwork? For all these years, people like, turn heel, tap out. But in his last match, you have an issue with it? He's 50. He's old. Get over it. That's what I have to say about that. I'm sorry. That also said, though, going back to that little comment you made there, he beat Goldberg in his last match. He beat Cena in his last match. And after we're done with this Cena-Gunther topic, by the way, I'll go back to the chat and read the comments. I saw Grunt sent in something very nice. I'll get to that in a second. Thank you, Grunt, for that. But on the Gunther portion of this, you said he beat Goldberg. He retired Goldberg. He retired John Cena. And you said now he's going to retire Brock Lesnar. And that's not to mention that on Raw, in that great segment on Monday, which I thought was great, he came back out, trolled the fans some more, and kind of shit on him, blah, 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 blah. Came back out a couple times. He said, I tapped his bitch ass out. I made him tap like a little bitch. That's what he said. I said, that is amazing. That's great. He leaves, kind of talk shit to Alpha Academy, talk shit to R-Truth. Adam Pearce says, leave the building because you're an asshole. Okay, didn't think it was against the rules to be an asshole, but whatever. He also won clean, but okay, whatever, Chief. And that's another thing. He won clean. 2 people would have been upset. Oh, he cheated, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. He won clean, as he should have. But he leaves the building, and he runs into one AJ Styles. And had a little interaction there. AJ's one half of the World Tag Team Champions right now. I don't think they're going to this right away. They've never had a one-on-one match. So another tease of another career that Gunther might end in 2026. And we know AJ will have his last match for this company in 2026. So I love that tease too. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what you said earlier, Mr. Marceau, on Gunther and Brock, maybe Gunther AJ? Does this make Gunther the new legend killer?
He is. I mean, Randy Orton, like, he just kind of, like you said, these guys were done anyways. He was kind of just throwing them in the grave, but Gunther's ending people. Like you said, I like the tease with him and AJ, him and Brock. I mean, I think he should probably be the one that puts Brock down. I mean, at this point, you just add it to his resume. He's not retiring like Cena did. His resume needs a little buff up. So, I mean, if anyone's going to be the retire legend or legend killer, it's got to be Gunther.
I think so. I think Brock, that would be great. You know, Cena, of all the stupid comments he made in that CVV interview, he did say that he put over Brock at WrestlePalooza to make Brock, as if this guy hasn't already been around for 23 years. I thought that comment was also amazing. But he did slightly allude to, which was interesting, saying that, you know, Brock's going into his sunset year at SummerSlam in Minnesota. They've already confirmed SummerSlam's in Minnesota next year. One, do you actually think that's it for Brock? And two, is that where Gunther retires him?
I think it's time. I think it's time for Brock. I mean, I think obviously came back. He was gone. I feel like with Brock, there's only so much you can do left. Honestly, I think the Gunther match is probably one of the only things I really cared about seeing him do anyway. So, I mean, Minnesota, put him out. Like you said, put him out in the pasture. He can go off to Saskatoon, go hunt, do whatever he wants. I think that's I don't think I need to see him too much any longer.
No, I agree. I mean, they brought him back. Terrible timing. They never really addressed why he was back or the whole lawsuit thing. That's still unresolved. But they brought him back, and now they can end his run knowing it's his last run. Send him off into the sunset. Only so much more you can do. Do you share the love here, though, and have other people retire some of these legends? Or would you really just go all in with the Gunther gimmick? Because it can go one of two ways. You can have Gunther retire AJ and Brock, too. And then it's like, dude, this is just so... I mean, I would be like, this is awesome. So I'm just saying that right now. I'm saying the general fan and the general consensus could be, dude, this is fucking tiring. Why are they shoving him down our throats? Which I would understand that argument. Or it could be like, this is crazy. Because when someone eventually beats Gunther or beats him in their last match and they go over on Gunther and like they don't lose their last match, they actually win, that'll be a big deal. So are you good with going all in on it? Or would you spread the love and maybe have it be Femi or someone else?
Go all out at this point. He's established enough. I feel like you can just keep going. Like I said, with Femi, it's like, Like Gunther has been on the main roster for a few years. Breaker, I feel like he's title picture. Like Gunther, like this keeps Gunther. I mean, realistically, probably keeps him out of title contention, which people would be complaining about. Like, oh, he had the IC title for a year. He had the World Heavyweight Championship for a year. He won King of the Ring. Like, at least this keeps him out of the title picture, doing something of note, but like still being a top guy without going for the title.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great, especially since I think the AJ feud would be good. Well, so that's the thing. Do you think Gunther and AJ is the match for Mania? Because I don't think Gunther's winning the Rumble. I don't think he's going to go for the title. Breaker's going for the belt in a couple weeks and hopefully fucking wins. And I don't think Gunther should lose to Punk. Gunther AJ Mania? Gunther Lesnar SummerSlam? Question mark?
I'm down.
Hey, honestly, if you're saying go all in with it, and I'm not disagreeing with you, throw Chris Jericho's name into the fucking mix. Have him retire that old guy. Have him retire Y2J. Rey Mysterio someday. I would save that for Dom personally, but if they had to be Gunther, I mean, we've seen that before. That's probably the one that I wouldn't want Gunther to retire because it's like...
Yeah, I want Dom to put him down.
Yeah, and you could do that in Mexico. I feel like there's more that you could do. I mean, I would, or they're teaming or something and Rey wins his last match with Dom or whatever. Maybe they finally make up in his last match. Maybe not Rey, but like it writes itself. Down the road, not this year or next year, because I don't think it's done anytime soon, but Randy Orton, dude, that makes so much sense. The legend killer gets killed by the new legend killer. Book it.
Book him.
Book it. Who else is there? Punk in a couple years, throw him into the fire, throw him to Gunther. Triple H drag his ass out of retirement.
Yeah, drag his ass out of the grill and retire him.
Put the fucking pacemaker on, have Gunther beat his ass. Hey, honestly, at this point, who gives a shit? Why not? But Fernando agrees. I'll go back to the chats here. Fernando agrees. Let's go all the way with the career ender gimmick. He should retire AJ, Rey Mysterio, Brock Lesnar. I'm tired of folks saying that guys need to retire with folks they have history with. That's BS. I mean, yeah, it depends on the situation and the circumstance. It's all a matter of the match and who they're up against and which legend we're talking about here. But I mean, when it comes to those guys, who does AJ have history with that he would retire against anyway? I mean, he's already faced Cena and all these other people. Brock, like, who's he retiring that he has history with? Like, Kurt Angle's gone, Cena's gone. I think having Gunther, I think putting the young guy over on the way out, I've seen Meltzer dispute that recently. I've seen other podcasters in the last few days say something about it. And they said, oh, that's not how it used to work in the territories. Well, I think it fucking should. I don't think these older legends, a lot of them didn't put over people on the way out because they weren't fucking active anymore. Hogan couldn't really have a last match because his body was broken. Same thing with Savage and Warrior and all these other people. They didn't really do the time-honored tradition because they would rather have fucking won and stroked their own egos. That doesn't really surprise me. But backtracking a little bit here, I saw this Squirter. What's going on, brother? Asking our thoughts on the Z-Bros. We have no thoughts on the Z-Bros because we haven't seen Zootopia 2 yet. So when we see Zootopia 2, we will share our thoughts on the Z-Bros, that being CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Nathaniel asking, do we think Brock should beat Gunther? Absolutely fucking not. That would be stupid.
Absolutely not.
Have him beat Cena, have him be in the War Games winning team, have him beat Gunther? Fuck no, that'd be stupid. Abu Sika, I think pulling a Tyreek here, saying, maybe RJ can help, but is Batista for the John Cena? I have no idea what he means by that. I think he's just quoting Tyreek, who asked, is Batista for the John Cena? That even as a sentence doesn't make sense, but Tyreek, we love you. You're the MVP here of WrestleRant Radio in 2025. Nathaniel saying, RJ, who had bigger heat on Raw? Good question here. Gunther after beating Cena or Roman after beating Undertaker at WrestleMania? It has to be Roman, but I mean, it was still a great segment on Monday.
Yeah, I'd probably say Roman. I mean, or Brock after beating Undertaker. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, I think it was like Roman beating Undertaker at that point. Like, I feel like people were pissed because there's just. I think it was more people were pissed because of Roman, not even the fact like when Brock. Whoever was the one that originally beat Undertaker was the one that was going to get like the obviously Brock did.
Yeah.
And looking back at it, I mean, I feel like it didn't really need to be Brock, but obviously whatever, it helped kind of revitalize his last like run. But I don't know, like if it was like, and like you said, like if Bray Wyatt the next year beat Undertaker, would people be booing him? Probably not. People at that point hated Roman, so like they were just going to boo him regardless.
It was the fact that he seemingly retired Taker, but it was more importantly the fact we just all hated fucking Roman in 2017. I mean, he was boring. He was not interesting. That was a big part of it, like you said. Grunt, what's going on, brother? Member for 7 months. Appreciate that, my man. Hope you're doing well. He said, hey, RJ, since this is the last WrestleRant Radio before the holidays, I just wanted to pop in and wish you and yours a Merry Christmas. What a nice
compliment. Wish you a Merry Christmas as well.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you all, specifically you, Grunt. We appreciate you. We love you, brother. He also included a little Christmas tree emoji there and a little present emoji, popping in with a little gift from Mr. Average Grunt. Grunt, I don't know if you heard this earlier when I said this at the start of the show. You probably missed it and joined after the fact. But just for you, I wanted to mention this. I gave my thoughts on Dynamite earlier. We're not going to be talking about it here today, but I did discuss it earlier because I know you're big into the AEW stuff, of course, understandably. I talked a little bit about Dynamite, but I also mentioned I'll be at Dynamite this coming Saturday at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. My first time in that building in a very long time. I love
Dynamite or Collision?
They're doing both. So they're doing Dynamite on Saturday. They're taping because it airs on Christmas Eve. So they're taping it ahead of time. And they're taping Collision, which is airing on Christmas, I guess, next Thursday. They're taping that on Sunday. I'm only going to Dynamite. I think Collision's probably just going to be, fucking Collision, but I think Dynamite should be better. They're doing Ricochet and Bandito, which should be amazing. But anyway, I'll be there on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that show. And I think Lowell Memorial Auditorium is still my number one arena to go see shows in. For the amount of shows that we've seen there, the memories in that building.
It's turning.
Timeless. Can't beat it. But Hammerstein Ballroom is up in that conversation. That's also a great fucking arena to watch wrestling in as well. And I'm looking forward to being back. Nathaniel mentioned your point earlier, talking about heel wins and stuff. The end of the big Becky-Lyra feud also saw the heel go over in Becky Lynch. So that's also worth mentioning, too. We were not fans of that. Nathaniel said, well, we want to see Brock face Oba in his last match. We said this. I would be cool with that. I'd be fine with it. I'm fine with either Gunther or Oba or Breaker. I think it's one of those three. Any of them is a fresh match. Not Brock and fucking Orton again. Or, Punk I loved over 12 years ago, but I don't know if that match would be as great in 2025. Gunther would be cool. I would have Gunther retire Brock, but if you want it to be Femi or Breaker, totally fine with that too. Good question here from Fernando. Rate your overall confidence in the booking of Triple H for 2025. Where would you give him on a scale from 1 to 10? I'd probably go like 6.
I was going to say...
For this year, 6, 7?
like 7's about right. I haven't really hated a lot that he's done. I mean, there's definitely some nitpicking.
Yeah.
I think he's done a lot. I think there's some things that people overlooked that I think that he did that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the Jay win. I know a lot of people didn't like that at Rumble. Obviously, Cena heel turn. People liked at the moment. Obviously, the run itself was terrible.
Yeah.
But Cody, like, I don't know. The one issue I have is that Cody just been hoarding the belt. Probably should have lost the Drew at this point. They're still seemingly doing them too. If Drew loses again, dude, you might as well just fucking hang it up. I don't really see him winning anyways, but like, why do we keep going back to this?
Drew McIntyre's all elite, yeah.
Complaint. I think the women's division overall has been pretty well. Obviously, the Julia U.S. title run was pretty rough, but I also think at the time there really wasn't really anyone on SmackDown to really face her. So we got like her and Mi Chen and her and B-Fab, and yeah, that was just
no.
I mean, looking at the landscapes of the two divisions, I would say Raw is obviously a little bit better. I think just like middle, upper, and lower. SmackDown's kind of more upper, and there really isn't any middle. It's more lower at that point. So, but yeah, I mean, I think besides those two, I didn't really have an issue all year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about it next week as far as the best, worst moments in the overall year for WWE specifically and AEW. But I'll mention this quickly here. What it comes down to for me, I actually largely really liked Raw this year. I think their first year on Netflix, although the numbers don't show it, I thought has been a very good show. I think Raw's been the consistently best that it's been in a long time. Now, some stories I'll nitpick with, but the women's division's been largely great with Rhea, Io, Becky, Lyra, a lot of this shit going on there, Bayley as well, Kabuki Warriors being back, among others. Raw I've really liked. I think Raw is a very good show most weeks, especially compared to what we were getting under Vince McMahon and even during the Triple H era. SmackDown has been fucking garbage. I mean, it's amazing how bad one show is compared to the other. And it's not entirely terrible. It's not 2021 levels of bad like SmackDown was under Vince. But for what Triple H can produce and what we've known for him to be able to have potential to produce, it's been pretty, like, missable. The Cody stuff is very hit or miss. There's really nothing worth watching from the show outside of the U.S. Open challenges, which I think are awesome, and they've done a great job with those and with Sami Zayn as well. The tag division was cooking with oil there for a while, and then they just cooled the fuck off after the Wyatt Six won the belts. It's been tough. 3 hours for SmackDown was terrible. And guess what? It's coming back at the beginning of the year, and I can't wait to not watch and fast forward through it on Saturday morning and get through it in 60 minutes. That is awful. So I'll talk more about that next week, though. He also said, Fernando did, Triple H deserves all the boos he's getting. Come on, guys. He's been botching Cena's farewell tour from the beginning of the heel run, rejecting Cena's offer to work more dates to his final match. A couple things there. One, I don't know if it was Triple H specifically who said, we don't need you for 200 dates. We only want you for 36. I think that's dumb. Do I want it for 200 dates? No. We talked about this last week. 200 would have been too many. We said double it, maybe 1.5 it, do like 60 or 50. I agree with that. We talked about that last week. We don't know if that was Triple H's decision. Could have been a TKO thing with what they were willing to pay him, or not a money thing, but like they were like, oh, maybe it makes more sense to keep you more special. We have no idea. 2, I don't think they botched the entire retirement run. From the ending, they definitely did not. Just to say that right now. Even if you aren't a fan of him tapping out, they didn't botch the ending. I still think, we didn't really mention this. Cena and Gunther overall, thought it was a great match. Really liked it personally. Thought Gunther was also the perfect last opponent for Cena. And third of all, there were also a lot of good moments throughout the year. The heel run was kind of a waste of time, but they tried. It sucked. The heel turn itself was great. The heel run, not so much. But he had a good run in the Rumble. He had a good run in the Chamber. 2 very good matches. The Cody match at SummerSlam, great. Logan Paul match, great. Brock match, not so great. But the AJ match, great. The Dom stuff, okay. Put him over, cool. Wrestled on Raw a few times. So I think overall, what would you rank Cena's retirement run on a scale from 1 to 10? I guess that's a good question for me to ask you.
So
or letter grade, actually, because Bleacher Report as a site.
Yeah, I'd say like C+.
Okay, I'd probably go C+. I don't know. I think B- might be really generous.
Yeah, I think B- is generous. I'd probably say a solid C.
Okay, I'd probably go C+ because there was a lot of matches that I liked. We got Orton again and Cena, Punk and Cena again with the roles reversed, which that was cool. I think what drags the grade down for me is just the fucking heel run. Those promos were so bad. Like, the shit, for as good as Cena has been, or was right before he retired, or some of the promos he was doing and matches he was having, the heel run really was like the worst shit he has been involved in a while. So I would go C+, B-, maybe max. Nathaniel said, RJ, do you want to see Brock win gold?
No.
Yeah, not in WWE. Go back to UFC. He'd probably get fucking murdered over there at this point, but no thanks. Let's see. How about Shawn Michaels versus Gunther? Now, why would we have Shawn come out of retirement just to put him back on the ground? Yes. Actually, yes. What did we think of Maxine Dupree's performance on Raw? I thought she did fine. There was a fine match. Crowd was okay. The match was okay. Not bad, not great. It was fine. Grunt said AJ Styles has plenty of history with people, just not in WWE. Yeah, I don't think he's retiring in AEW. I would have been cool with that. I would still be cool with that. I just don't think it's happening. Grunt said, fuck yeah, the ballroom's on my wrestling bucket list. Definitely go to a show there. It's great. Who's doing a better job with their family? With their family legacy, Cody or Dom? Cody's like the fucking man right now, so probably.
So you'd have to say Cody.
It'd have to be Cody. Dom is doing a great job with the Mysterio name. He probably will go on to become a bigger star than he is, but it's got to be Cody. He's literally the guy in WWE.
Yeah, it's Cody.
What grade do I give MJF's return promo last night? I thought it was fucking hilarious. Probably A-. I missed MJF. Those shows desperately needed MJF. He is the best part of the show. If you did not see the segment, please go out of your way to watch it. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I didn't watch the show live. I watched it later. Him cooking on Joe and Swerve and Hangman was fucking hysterical. I thought it was just, he's amazing. He's and it's about time we got MJF back too. Not even physically, but I feel like before he left, he was like doing some dumb shit, and it wasn't really funny or entertaining. Like, he was the lap boy for the fucking Hurt Syndicate, which went nowhere, by the way. That was a waste of time. We're finally getting the MJF back, which is great. Grunt said, this will truly be a Christmas for the sickos. Indeed. Fernando said, I was born when Drew versus Cody first started. Yeah, that's how long that feud's been going on for. And Fernando asked, RJ, what are your thoughts on Graham denying that he's the one from Bleacher Report that gave the letter F grade to the Cena retirement?
I believe it wasn't him. That was hogwash. Like you said, whoever said F is someone that literally watched that last match and has Cena on these on.
It wasn't. At least RJ believed me. It was not me. I did not say that. I would not say that.
Based on what he just said, it couldn't be him.
It couldn't be me unless it was Graham or me, not Graham Matthews. The alter ego wasn't
alter ego.
Hey, there's alter ego. And Fernando said, should MJF win the title at World's End? I say yes. If Joe retains, that's fine, but I would love to see MJF back with the belt. I just want to get your overall thoughts, Mr. Marceau, on the rest of Saturday night's main event. I thought it was a very good show overall. I really liked the show, actually. Some stuff I would have tweaked. I thought the tag team match that I was fucking hyped for ended up being a lot of fun. Only 5-6 minutes. Come on, man. AJ Dragon Lee beating Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Fun match. Too short, but good. Bailey and Sol Ruka. Very good match. Sol wins. Love to see it. And then in the opener, we had Obafemi and Cody. Fun while it lasted. Dog shit finish. We said that last week. We knew it was going to happen. I'll take that over Oba losing clean. I think that would have been worse, actually. Whatever. But at least it was a good match, and Oba winning would have been great. Was never going to happen. But yeah, what were your thoughts in the rest of the show? And also, we got a Joe Hendry appearance. I like seeing that too. So, your overall thoughts in Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, I thought Oba Cody was good until the shit finish. We kind of knew it was coming. Like I said, I take that dog shit finish over Oba losing clean.
Yep.
So, no issue there. Sol and Bailey, thought it was a fine match. There was a couple botches. It was okay. Sol winning was the right outcome. I feel like we looked at the card and said that's the one match that obviously I think the NXT person can win. The tag match was good for what it was, very short, but I thought it was fine. The Joe Hendry, R-Truth Miz stuff, I could have went without. At this point, I think Joe Hendry, for me, is kind of he needs to go at this point. I've lost my loss.
They just signed him, and you're like, he needs to go.
Yep. I'm over it. The whole gimmick, it just needs to go. It's run its course. Yeah,
I believe
exactly. And then, like you said, we already talked about the main event, but
yeah.
I thought overall was solid. But yeah.
And then we're getting another installment in another month from now. Don't really know why that's necessary, but we're getting one the week before the Royal Rumble. Terrible fucking timing. I don't really know why. It's not even on NBC anymore, so I'm not really sure why they're doing this per the schedule. Why do we need 5 a year? That's kind of stupid, but they're basically PLEs at this point. They're not on NBC. Whatever. But I thought the one from Saturday was good. Last topic here, Mr. Marceau. We've been waiting to get into this. We talked a lot about Saturday night's main event, but Raw was also notable for a few different things. The Gunther promo was great. The 2 women's matches were okay. Crowd was kind of quiet, but understandably, okay, whatever. But, the CM Punk promo, really good stuff. Him addressing Braun Breaker, calling out Scott and Rick Steiner, funny shit. Highlight of the show, when I say highlight as far as being the most notable, Austin Theory is officially, seemingly, a member of the Vision. He has returned to Raw for the first time in months. The last time we saw this man, he was teaming unsuccessfully with Grayson Waller. I could not tell you the last televised win this man picked up on either Raw or on SmackDown. But there he was, at the end of Raw this week, giving the assist to Logan Paul over Rey Mysterio, goes into the crowd, takes off the mask, and says, "It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin." Like, he didn't say that. He did that in NXT years ago. He didn't do that on Monday, but he might as well have. It was more of a serious moment. I legit thought, bro, that looks like Daniel Garcia. That's what that gave to me. And I say this, well, you know what? Actually, I'll hold off because I've talked to this before. I want to give you the floor here, Mr. Marceau. Austin Theory is back, apparently part of the Vision, and if he's not, he soon will be. Your reaction? What were your thoughts?
I loved it. Obviously from Survivor Series, seemingly looked like him with a mask on and a black sweatshirt and jumpsuit on. My only complaint is they had the whole him and Waller, like, they're going to break up. Theory was, like, kind of teasing going babyface. And then, like, I think that's what the fans wanted at this point. Like, they're going to break up. It took, like, a year. Then Theory got hurt, and then we haven't seen him since. And then Waller's, like, with the New Day, whatever. That's terrible, but okay, he's away from him. And then he comes back. Like I said, I guess the shaved head, like, the look is, like, a little bit different. Obviously, like, maybe it's like a psycho heel. I don't know. We don't really know yet because obviously we just got the unmasking. But, I liked it. Obviously, I understand, like, his booking hasn't been the greatest. He is still 27 or 28 years old, still very young. Being aligned with the Vision, obviously top guys should help him out. Hopefully he's not just like the lapdog that just loses, like, the guy in the group they just feed to lose all the time. But, I think it's a good start. I think putting him with Heyman will help. His mic work's not the greatest. Maybe Heyman can help him with that. But I liked it. I thought this might be the last-ditch effort to revitalize this guy's career. So, hey, throw him to Heyman. If he can't succeed now, then I guess he just can't succeed anyway. But I think all in all, I liked it.
To say it's a last-ditch effort is an understatement after how they've handled this man for the last 5 years. Between main roster, NXT, back to main roster, failing to cash in Money in the Bank on a fucking mid-card title, which was just awful. The John Cena failed follow-up with the WrestleMania win, putting him with Waller, which I liked. I liked their team, and I thought they worked well together. They had the tag titles. They won a WrestleMania the following year after he beat Cena. And then nothing. They teased the split for over a year, and people were ready to get behind Theory. I haven't watched Main Event in a long time, but people were cheering him on those matches, like, oh, turn on Waller. Bro, they were chanting his name on Monday. Now, the reaction was pretty, like, tepid. It was like, okay, like, we kind of figured it was Theory, which is fine. Predictability isn't always a bad thing, but they were chanting his name. I feel like fans are watching that thinking, oh, yay, Theory. Like, we wanted to cheer him against Waller, and now he's in a heel group, and now we can't really cheer him. I feel like he's just going to be in the spot where people don't care. And this is not a knock against this talent. I want to be abundantly clear, and I feel like if anyone would understand this, it would be you, because you know how high I am on Theory, because I'm as high on him as you are. I have not none, but very little faith that this will pan out. And I fucking hope I'm wrong. And I'm not saying that like I want to be right, I want him to fail. I don't. I want to see him do well. I want to see him do well in the Vision, betray the Vision, turn on the Vision, and become a breakout babyface finally. He's probably a natural heel, but they never tried him as a babyface. I feel like he could do well in that role, in my opinion. I would like to see him turn on them, become a big star, win a world title finally, fulfill the prophecy of 3-4 years ago. I just can't sit here in good conscience and tell you I think that's where this is going. I legit believe the report, bullshit or not, that he is only in the group to take pinfall losses for Breaker and for Reed and for Logan. I think that's the only reason why he's in there. I think Heyman likes him, but not enough, or the company likes him, but they don't like him enough to make him the guy. Because if they did, he would have been the guy fucking 2-3 years ago. Or he would have been away from Waller a lot sooner than he was. But as you said, just there, and we said on Twitter and we were texting and stuff, we don't know where it's going. I'm not saying it's going to fail. I just have a feeling it's going to fail. I'm just not optimistic. I'm just not. So when I saw that, I said, okay. I didn't boo it. I didn't say this is garbage. I just said, okay. Prove me wrong, Triple H. Prove me wrong. And he's not. He doesn't have a lot of goodwill with the audience after this year. So I can't sit here and say like this is going to be a great idea. But what about it do you think what convinces you that this will actually pan out? Is it his talent, or do you think Triple H actually does have that capability to make this man a star?
I just think he has a lot of the features that he should be a top guy. I don't know. Maybe behind scenes he's a pain in the ass to deal with, and that's why the last 5 years it just hasn't worked out.
Maybe.
Who knows? Like he has the look. He's pretty good in the ring. Like I says, mic work could use some help, but I mean, he has most of the tools. I just feel like they just haven't, like you said, he beat Cena, and then it kind of like Cena also set him up to fail there. You beat me, you're still a loser. And guess what? He was still a loser after he beat Cena.
Yep.
And then the whole Waller thing, at first thought it was good, seemingly going to break up, took fucking forever, never even got the payoff, and now he's come back as a heel. Like I said, is he in this group just to lose? I think that'd be a mistake. But like you said, they see Breaker. They obviously see Breaker, Bronson, and Logan at a higher level. Maybe he is the guy that just eats pinfalls. Maybe he tags with Logan Paul. I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
So I think just being in the group is better than not doing anything and not being with the New Day.
Oh, yeah.
And just floating around in mediocrity. So we'll see, but who knows?
To me, it just feels like a linear move. Now, it is literally a higher move because he goes from not being on the show, but even before then, he was on the show a lot, to then being in main events now. That is, I guess, a promotion. But like LA Knight's been in a lot of main events this year. Lost every fucking one of them, and it didn't really make much of a difference. He's probably worse off after this year than he was a year ago, to be honest with you. Although he's still amazingly over for some shocking reason. That's what bothers me about it, is that I just feel like he'll be in these high spots, but continue to lose. I like the Logan Paul idea, by the way. I think that's a great use of both guys. Now, we just saw him in a similar team with Waller, but I could see them winning the tag titles, being aligned with Heyman. It is a better spot than what he was doing before. My bigger issue, though, is what I was trying to say before and I forgot. That I feel like it should have been more organic. Because when the vision first formed in April, you could go back. I definitely either wrote about it or spoke about it here. I thought the Austin Theory would be a great member of the group. We talked about it because we like Theory. We think he's young enough and he has enough potential. You and I are probably the two biggest Theory fans out there at this point. A lot of people gave up. I've given up, but I still think the guy's very good. I feel like it's going to take him leaving the company, getting fired, quitting, whatever, and coming back a la Drew McIntyre to get to that next level, in my opinion, and prove this company what they missed out on. But I feel like doing something more organic, if they were like, hey, you're a loser with Waller, but Heyman started to like recruit him, or maybe he went babyface first, because that was the most natural direction to go in with him, and then have him join the Vision. I don't know. I just feel like having him lose to Alpha Academy 1 week, he's gone for 6 months. I mean, I guess it's not like he lost to Akira last week. So you were off the show for a while. Kind of people forgot about that. Maybe, I don't know. And then he's all of a sudden in the main event faction. Feels a little forced to me. I wish it was just more organic. I think that's my bigger problem here.
Yeah, no. I mean, like you said, I couldn't even tell you what he was doing 6 months ago, so maybe it was just nice to see him back on TV.
Nice to see him back on the show nonetheless. All right, we'll wind down here. Last couple comments. Is Thea going to be a better underdog than Maxine when she gets to the main roster? Yeah, if they call her up, I think so. I think Thea Hail's a better worker than Maxine. Maxine's improved, but I think Thea Hail might connect with the audience a little bit more organically, in my opinion. Noob said Austin Theory is the mask guy. As the mask guy is very underwhelming in my book, to be honest. Well, I mean, who else would it have been? Jericho?
Like, I feel like it was clearly him.
No, I mean, also, honestly, people have said, what if there are other people under the mask? Like, it was actually Montez Ford last week. Bro, yes. Fuck, yes. Give me Montez Ford in the group, please. Yes. Try to do something with this.
How many guys are in the group? There's already 4 guys in the group. What's this, Don Callis Family 2.0?
Okay, that's a fair point. But, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care to see Theory in the group because of what I just said. But who else was it going to be? Orton, Jericho, LA Knight. I saw Ricky Saints as an option. No, well, like when the person came out at Survivor Series, Ricky Saints was on NXT as the NXT champion. Why the fuck would he be in the Survivor Series main event? That would have been stupid. And he's also too small to be that guy in the mask. Theory made perfect sense. But it's all about, wait for it, the aftermath. It's all it is. It's all what it comes down to. The moment can be great. The moment can be garbage. But if they follow up on it or they don't follow up on it, that is what matters most. And Triple H's got to do a better job of that next year. What if they unmask El Grande Americano and it's Andrade El Idolo? That would be crazy. I mean, at this point, it could be. He's still under contract, and then who fucking cares? Just bring him back. Whatever. Vontel Blitz said, while Soul is incredibly athletic, tools are high, I still feel like her moveset is still a bit too contrived. It requires her opponents to take forever to set up. Like as far as the Soul Snatcher, I would agree with that.
I agree.
I feel like in NXT, a lot of this shit is very, all right, spot, and not like, oh, let's set up the spot. I saw some of that in the matches with Kalani Jordan and her. They got to make it more organic, but otherwise I think Soul's very good. I think she'll be a star in the main roster. Fernando, that's not fair. He said, Austin Theory reminds me of Curtis Axel. When Heyman was tasked to elevate him, it gave him an IC championship run. And
that is disrespectful.
It's just, and it never went anywhere. Yeah, listen, but Curtis Axel was a decent worker. He had the charisma of a fucking vacuum. I mean, it's not the same thing. Theories has a much higher ceiling than Curtis Axel.
Yeah, Theories a much higher ceiling.
Much
like
higher
he also has accomplished some stuff. Obviously, they said the booking's been a little off. Yeah. Curtis Axel was a loser. They try to push him coming off of being like a glorified loser and then went nowhere.
For years, like much more of a loser than Theory was. At least, you know, Theory was a U.S. champion. He beat Cena at Mania. What did Axel do? Nothing. Until they put him with Heyman, and then even then, yeah, he won the IC title, and it was nice for a while, but that probably was never going to work long term. Who beats Maxine? I say Roxanne. Would you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah. I don't think it's Becky or Liv. How about Montez Ford in the group? I just said that, but I agree with Mr. Marceau. Don Callis family 2.0. I mean, we're already in the Don Callis family. We know how many members they have. Are you going to the Christmas party on Saturday or on Sunday? I'm busy on Saturday, but you'll be there?
You're not going?
Well, I'm going on Saturday. I'll be at the Hammerstein Ballroom, but on Sunday, that's when the party is.
Yep.
All right, I'll see you at the Don Callis family Christmas party. Montez Ford should have been the one to join the group, not Theory. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out. And the Soul Snatcher is the best finisher right now. It's towards the top of the list. I think the finisher is great. Always looks good. She hits it very well, and she should be on the main roster in the near future. Mr. Marceau, this is our last show before Christmas. We will speak again next week here on the show, reviewing the results of the 2025 WWE AEW Year in Review Awards, 13th annual, people. Be a Marceau, go stuff the ballots, WrestleRant.com. It's on the homepage. Link is also in the description box. And also do me a favor, go watch Bad Santa. Go watch Bad Santa. I almost said Bad Santa 2, like T-O-O. Not Bad Santa, the sequel. Not that garbage. Go watch Bad Santa as well. It's on Max. Do me a favor. Do Mr. Marceau a favor. I will go watch it myself. Maybe check out Santa Slay if you got 75 minutes to kill, because I heard it's terrible. I mean, I watched it. It actually is terrible. And Home Alone 3, we'll save that for next year. I'll save the Home Alone 3 rewatch for next year. I'll go watch Bad Santa instead. But nonetheless, we'll be speaking next week all about the results. Be sure to check that out, folks. New episodes every Thursday. WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, and all major podcast platforms. Check out the audio version, video version right here on YouTube as well. Well, Christmas falls on a Thursday, so we won't be live next Thursday, but keep an eye on the community tab. I'll discuss them. We'll be live next week, maybe Friday, but we'll see. For the results of the polls. But shout out to the channel members, Alexis, Miss Bon Matthews, Dillon, DiGiacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1, at Swerve1 on IG, Mr. Marceau, at RJ_Marceau on X, John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland on YouTube, Daniel Malcolm, at I'm Quarter on X, Richie Red Planet Wrestling on YouTube, Average Grunt as well, at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. More information on that down below. Be sure to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, turn on notifications. All that stuff is greatly appreciated. Fernando saying Merry Christmas, fellas. Thank you, Fernando. Merry Christmas to you as well. And he also says, watch Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night. I have not heard of either one. If they're so bad it's good, I will check it out. Otherwise, might have to put that in the Home Alone 3 pile is what we're calling it as far as rewatchability. But I kid. It's the best of the sequels that are not 1 and 2. I'll tell you that. I'll give you that much. But Mr. Marceau, any parting words as we ride off into the North Pole sunset here?
I got nothing.
Got nothing other than his praise for Home Alone 3. Until next time, guys, have an awesome one. I'm Graham GSM Matthews for Mr. Marceau. Well, kick your ass down the reindeer road. Peace. Merry Christmas.
Join Graham, GSM Matthews, and RJ Marceau every Thursday as they run down their weekly wrestling rants, offer expert analysis, host exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe today on all your favorite podcast platforms and never miss an episode of WrestleRant Radio.